I do not have a finance question. I'm more so interested in, Mr. Grimes, has there been any type of discussion in reference to the 400 acres that Wolf Creek Amphitheater and the Wolf Creek Library sit on? Because I view that as a park, and I would love to see an investment there that's similar to Piedmont Park, so we can take some of their business and bring it to our area.
All right, so this is one of those areas that fits the previous disclaimer I gave about the IGA, that things that are part of that negotiation, we want to try to stay away from. But I will tell you as much as I can that isn't, going to compromise negotiation. For the most part, we start at a weaker position of strength on assets that weren't purchased with SSD dollars. So when you look at Wolf Creek Amphitheater and the Wolf Creek Library, those weren't things that were actually purchased with SSD funds. So if we want them, we have to negotiate for them, state our case. If it's something where the county is not in that business and should not be in that business, we've got a stronger leg to stand on. I would think the shooting range would fall in that category, right, where that clearly doesn't, to me, seem like something the county should be involved in. So again, it's going to be a negotiation thing, and again, it wasn't purchased with SSD dollars, so it's going to be. I like to have a vote. Yeah. But we'll see.
Commissioner.
Good evening. My name is Dolores Thompson. I have just a general question. As the wife of a deceased veteran, I'm eligible to have my taxes waived, state taxes. How would that affect the budget for other veterans and families?
And you're speaking on property taxes?
Yes, property taxes.
I'd have to check that.
Well, so Fulton County has certain exemptions on property taxes already. I'm not sure exactly how, but I know that we have veterans exemptions. I know that we have senior exemptions on property taxes. So there are numerous property tax exemptions that already apply. Fulton County will still receive your property tax dollars. That will not change. Well, actually, the city of South Fulton will, I think,
Dr. Ferdinand is going to collect.
Dr. Ferdinand is going to collect.
Yeah.
But there will be, I guess, so it's the SSD fund dollars. So property tax dollars will still be collected by Fulton County. But the municipal tax, the SSD tax dollars, or the new city of South Fulton tax dollars will go to the new city of South Fulton. They will collect those dollars. Fulton County is going to be in a position where right now we're paying for services for January through April, and we're going to be asking the new city to pay us back because typically Fulton County would have collected that money and then paid itself back. But we're not going to be able to collect it now. The new city of South Fulton will be collecting it, so we're going to have to ask them to help us pay it back. So again, I think as Kevin stated, all of that is part of the negotiation, current ongoing negotiation that will really come to a head once the mayor and council are elected. And I imagine that they might even meet before May 1st, at least informally, if not formally.
What happens with the homestead exemption?
I'm not sure to that, the answer to that question. I don't think it's changed. I don't think there's any effect on the homestead exemption at all.
Because I'm eligible for all three, age-wise.
Well, you deserve it, and you should get all three. You should get all three.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Sebastian,
Good evening, Mr. Commissioner.
how you doing?
Mr. Grimes, Representative Bodie. Good evening. Thank you guys for putting this on. I do have a few questions for maybe Kevin and you, Mr. Commissioner. You mentioned about the services, especially fire, that would have to be provided to Fulton Industrial, right, on an ongoing basis, even if the referendum does not pass. So you guys may not be able to sell all of those resources, correct? That's what you said before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Those resources, I'm assuming, are current SSD fire stations and police resources, or is there some of the resources that we are unaware of?
Let me,
Yeah, I think they are, and I think the other possibility is that the county could enter into an IGA with the city for the city to service those areas.
right.
Yeah, because the reason why I'm asking that is that obviously if the SSD has been paying for those things, right? I'm not sure if the city comes and
So, I think the answer, Mr. Sebastian, is the way the statute reads, it says that we have, if it's paid, if it was purchased with SSD funds,
right?
we have to sell it unless we have a need for it. And having to still provide police and fire is still having a need. Just for example, like with the annexations, there's a fire station on Cascade Road where the city of Atlanta has been paying to park its fire truck there, right? Well, just because that area was annexed into Atlanta, there were still portions there that Fulton County still had to service. So we couldn't just sell or give that fire station to them.
There's actually that's a good answer. That is. And there's also a more basic answer. There's also a more basic answer. If we don't bring the firefighters over, and we bring the assets over, how are the Fulton County firefighters going to deliver? So the concept is, as long as Fulton County is providing whatever service they're providing, they're going to retain those assets up until that point.
Sure.
And then the minute we're ready to buy the minute we're ready to bring the service over, then we'll buy the assets. Because at that point, you would run into it, before, if you don't do it that way, you run into an issue where you've got Fulton County employees